Hello friends. There is an important terminology used in financial world driving management of return expectation and risk involved. This is called fear and greed. We mentioned in earlier chapter about demand supply factors driving the price movements in financial markets. Overall demand supply working on any instrument is the result of something called group behavioral psychology. Group behavioral psychology is a collective or sum of various individual behavioral psychologies. This indirectly implies individual demand supply when collectively acts that becomes the overall demand supply on the financial instrument. The individual demand supply is handled by two factors. One factor is the result of analysis and data, which are more data driven or science driven. The other factor is the result of emotional or psychological behavior of individuals or group of participants in the market. This emotional or psychological behavior, which experts say, is driven by fear and greed. When fear is more, in other words, one feels risk is more than reward, an individual tends to sell. When greed is more, in other words, when one feels return is more than risk, an individual tends to buy. The tendency to sell drives the supply side and tendency to buy drives the demand side. To summarize, the individual fear and greed shall drive the individual demand supply, and which will in turn drive the group demand supply, and this will lead to the price movement in the financial instrument. Experts therefore say the fear and greed is what drives financial markets and influences the risk-reward related decisions. Thank you. Welcome to Srihari's lessons. Hope you enjoy your time here. Continue listening and supporting.